everybody, welcome to the Book Bar. It's Tuesday night. That means live Star Wars trivia. I'm Justin. With me as always is my brother Tyler. Tyler, what's happening tonight?
What's happening is we have Star Wars trivia as we do every Tuesday night. And I don't know, I'm curious to see what you have in store for me. How are you feeling today, though?
I feel great. Obviously, I'm not in the hot seat. I prepared the questions, and you, of course, are up. And so that's great. Now, Tyler, your birthday was recently. And in fact, just a couple of days ago, you were in town.
17 years old.
17 years old. Oh, man. Formative years. Am I right?
I know, man.
And so Tyler was in town with us, and we did something that we've never done before. Tyler, right? We and our wives, we went and threw axes. I thought we were both I was gonna say like we both had sex with our wives over the weekend for the first time. Anyways.
Right? No, I didn't get to do that.
No, not yet, but soon. She promised soon.
Fingers crossed.
So excited about that. But we got to go axe throwing. So I don't know if this is like a national craze or if it's just a local thing or what. But we threw axes. Now, I'm a little ashamed to admit that you and I were decimated by our wives.
Decimated is a harsh word. They edged out a victory. They beat us. What was it? 3-2. I think 3-1.
No, it was 3-2. You're right.
3-2. We pulled out a victory in the end. So I have to say it was a close match. But the people who ran that particular establishment were definitely showing favoritism to the ladies.
My God.
I mean, can we be agreed here?
So absolutely ridiculous.
When they were performing poorly, the owner of the establishment would come up and would actually help them throw better and adjust their stance and adjust their grip. We would get no such treatment. So I call a bit of shenanigans there. I'd say really we should consider it even, if nothing else, because of that unfair advantage that they were given. But yes, it was a great experience. Got to throw some axes, a lot of fun. And if you get a chance, definitely check it out. It's a good time.
You should try it if you've never thrown axes before. But I told you that story to tell you this one. So on Monday, I'm at work. I'm in a meeting. And I'm sitting back as I tend to do.
Just like that. That's a power stance.
And I'm sitting there and I'm like grabbing my head and I'm like, frick. Like my head hurts. Why is And I'm like feeling up like the back of my head. And I'm sitting there like going, oh man, that really hurts. And I'm thinking about it all day. And then all of a sudden it came to me at one point during the round. I went back to throw the axe, and it kind of slipped, and I whacked myself in the back of the head with the back of the axe. But we had a few beers, and of course, we're using dangerous weapons to throw around in a room, and so I didn't want to show that I slipped and hit myself in the head, but it hurt. I remember I did it, and I was like, oh, and I just threw the axe, walked up and grabbed it and pretended like it didn't hurt, but it hurt like hell. And then I totally forgot about it because we were drinking all night. And then I happened to put my hand on my head on Monday, and I was like, "Oh, why does the back of my head hurt so much?"
So that explains why you're acting so loopy all night. You had literally a concussion. Wow, that's crazy. I didn't even know that.
Concussion. Classic Justin. Classic Justin.
That's just what you do. Wow,
so, anyways. Go throw axes if you haven't already done that before. So
we bought stock in Big Axe, so I want you to go out there and throw some axes around.
We bought stock in Big Axe Co. So, well, what's on tap tonight is Return of the Jedi trivia. Tyler's in the hot seat, but what's on tap has a double meaning for us because we always like to share what we're drinking. Tyler, what are you drinking this evening?
Well, I was supposed to get a nice shipment of some delicious exotic beer. But it didn't come, unfortunately, so I'm just right back to just a normal Blue Moon. So maybe I'll have those next week. We'll see.
Yeah, I am drinking, can't see it in here, I'm drinking Sam Adams Oktoberfest again. Now, I had a case of those, Costco, Sam's Club, wherever you're from. We have Costco and Sam's Club, the big bulk stores. They had Oktoberfest by the case, by the 24-pack of bottles. And so my wife bought me one of those. And then last week or so, she goes, hey, I'm going to go to the store. Do you need beer? And I said, well, not really, but maybe would you get me some? Because, I'd like something other than Oktoberfest. Although I didn't say that sentence to her. I didn't say something other than Oktoberfest. And so she left. And I, at one point, literally was like, I probably should have said, just don't get Oktoberfest. No. She'll be fine. Lots of other stuff.
What are the chances that she's going to
What are the chances, Tyler, that she came back with another case of Sam Adams Oktoberfest?
Right. That's got to be, 3,720 to 1, I would think.
And the one happened. So I have like 40 bottles of Sam Adams Oktoberfest. So that's what I'll be drinking for a while. And I'm going to have to try to sprinkle some other stuff in between. So
right. Well,
that's what I'm drinking tonight.
You go through what, a case a day?
No, I don't. No. 10, 12 at the most. Not a case.
10, 12. Not a full case, though. Okay.
No,
maybe a couple days and you'll get through it. You'll be fine, buddy.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
All right. So
that's what's on tap. Again, we're just having everyone tell one random stranger about the BookBarBros. Go out there, tell one random stranger. Pop Sith, I don't know if you saw this on Instagram. He created a little fake newspaper called the Mos Eisley Times. He put an article on there about a pantsless man going around wearing a BookBarBros t-shirt. And we made the paper. So, right. That's progress. That's progress.
Exactly.
We're growing.
Yeah, I don't think he made that. That was like his local newspaper, the Mos Eisley Times. It's a very famous paper where he is from. And Pop Sith was just doing what we asked him to do, which is go around wearing the Book Bar t-shirt with no pants on, because that will give attention to both you and the shirt, and by extension, our channel. So, and he did that, got him in the paper, and just like that, boom, BookBarBros, front page, baby. So that's why we're asking to do that. So make sure go out there, get pantsless with one of our shirts. That's all we're asking. It's not like we're asking too much.
It's not too much to ask. And Pop Sith is from Mos Eisley, Texas, and they do some weird stuff down there. So
they do some weird things indeed. Yep.
Well, Frederick's Fact Check is our next segment. Now, unfortunately, Tyler, it sounds like we don't have a fact check from Frederick tonight. Is that correct?
Yeah, there will be no Frederick Fact Check tonight. So, as many of you know, Frederick actually founded a fact-checking facility in France with his friend Francine. It's called Frederick's Factoids. It's really a forum where famed fact-checkers forgo frivolity and fastidiously fact-check falsehoods and farcical fabrications. If I had one word to describe it, Justin, it'd probably be fantabulous. And so he's pretty busy right now, and he just wanted to apologize to the fans that there won't be a fact check today, because for Frederick, forgiveness is first and foremost. But Frederick will be back next week with a fresh new fact check. It's just today that we won't have one. So in lieu of a fact check, Justin, we have a quick clip from the BookBarBros vault that's pretty relevant to Return of the Jedi. So why don't we go ahead and play that clip?
Interesting. Okay.
This week, I did install a trapdoor under your chair.
Why would you install a trapdoor under my chair?
Well, you'll see, buddy. And good luck, my friend.
Oh, shit. Is that a Rancor? Let's just be civil about this. Look, Luke Skywalker! It's funny that whole night is a blur. I don't remember how I got out of there. I mean, I woke up and I don't remember what happened. I blacked out after Patissa swallowed me. I don't know. Because
you came out in a big steaming pile of Patissa dung. You don't recall that at all? I mean, I
totally blacked out.
It's got to be like those things when like people go through really traumatic events and they just, it's not that they black out like an alcohol blackout, right? They black out because they're trying to block those bad memories. And I have to imagine a giant pile of Rancor dung being something that you might want to block out mentally. So that's understandable. Man, oh man, was it a sight to see. I think we have a clip of that too. Do we have a... No. Okay, we don't have a clip of that. That's too. We'll get a clip of that for the future for you all to see, because man, oh man, was that a sight. Just picture like what's his name, Dr. Malcolm from Jurassic Park, right? When he's no, who was it? It was the who was the other girl?
Dr. Ellie? Is her name Ellie?
Maybe it's on the briefcase.
That's very sexist of us that we know everyone's character's name except for her.
Samsonite. I was way off. Knew it started with an S, though.
Ellie something. Dr. Ellie. Dr. Ellie, I think.
Dr. Ellie, that just does not sound right. But hey, Justin, this is not a Jurassic Park trivia stream, so it's okay if we don't know that one, although you should be embarrassed for yourself.
I am embarrassed.
But this is a Star Wars trivia stream, and that's what we're going to do now, Justin. It's time.
That's right. It's a Star Wars trivia stream brought to you, as always, by our good friends over at Bantha Jerky. Bantha Jerky, where it tastes like shit, but it's food.
Pick it up at your local Whole Foods, and just remember, it is negative calories, so you'll actually lose weight eating this delicious, tasty, stringy, tough treat.
And you can also get your own Bantha Jerky t-shirt. Link to our store shop down in the description. This is real Bantha Jerky made with premium real Bantha. So you know it's good.
These babies are selling like hotcakes. We can't print them fast enough. They are flying off the shelves.
Yes.
So make sure you guys go and get them while we're still making them, because they are moving fast, baby.
And with that, it is trivia time. Star Wars trivia, Return of the Jedi. Tyler is up now. Tyler, before we get going, though, we have to remind everybody how BookBar trivia works. And as always, my friend, that's your job.
And I do it with pleasure, because BookBar trivia is life. And it consists of 4 rounds. The first round is the Youngling level. This level consists of 5 questions worth 2 points apiece. These are questions where a Star Wars fan that watched the movie recently should have a very good shot at getting these questions correct. The second round is the Padawan level. There are 5 questions worth 3 points apiece in this round. And these questions are much more difficult, require great attention to detail, as any information that can be gleaned from the movie itself can be used as a question. This means even something said only once or in a passing breath is indeed fair game. The third round is the Jedi Knight level. There are 5 questions worth 6 points apiece in this round. And these questions are not for the faint of heart, as anything considered canon for the movie is indeed fair game. This means supplemental reading is required for success in this round. And then the fourth and final round is the Jedi Master level. 11 points are up for grabs in this round, which will consist of multi-part questions to see how deep your Star Wars knowledge goes. Only the most diehard fans will have a chance in this round. And if I get every question correct at every level, I will score a perfect 66. And then Justin will have to perform a humiliation of my choosing. And that is BookBar trivia. But don't forget, as always, we encourage the chat to participate. They can give right answers, wrong answers, misleading answers, funny answers, absurd answers, and we can always go to the chat for help. We just have to sift through all the nonsense to do it. And with that, Justin, it's time.
It is time. And because Tyler's up, feel free to load that chat up with nonsense. Ray, I'm talking to you, buddy.
I don't think you have to remind them.
Chat up.
They never forget to do that on my weeks.
All right. Are we ready, Tyler? Question numero uno in the Youngling level. Here we go.
I'm ready.
Those adorable little Ewoks think that this character is a god. They're wrong.
They do. And I mean, that just shows that, you know, some people talk about the Ewoks, you know, being smart and crafty with their tools and whatnot. Clearly, they're idiots, right? I mean, my goodness, they think this guy is a god. You know, one thing I will give credit to this character for, his ability to tell a story is quite impressive. And he's fairly humble about it, right? You know, talking about in A New Hope how, you know, he's not much of a storyteller, yada, yada. I mean, this guy...
Very rare does he underplay or downplay his abilities. You know?
Right, but and this is one of the few cases in which it's probably the thing he's best at. But my goodness, man, the whole audience was riveted with his tales. He's got sound effects and everything. Very, very impressive.
The sound effects are a nice touch.
I mean, aren't they, though? And so, yeah, that's impressive. But to think that he's a god, I mean, come on. It explains why they're still living in the Stone Age, you know?
That's true. All right, Tyler. So who is this god-like character according to the Ewoks?
That would be the golden god himself, C-3PO.
Tyler, that is absolutely correct. C-3PO, or C-3PO, as he introduces himself at Jabba's palace. There we go. That would have been a good trivia question. How does he introduce himself and R2 at Jabba's gate to the? That would have been a good question.
To the old.
That would have been a good question.
Tattletale.
All right, so moving right along, you are a perfect 1 for 1. Question number 2.
No surprise here.
Before his death, Yoda tells Luke that there is another of these.
Absolutely. There's another bowl of root leaf stew in the back, and he just wants to remind him to put that in the fridge before he goes. Otherwise, it'll go bad. And
it will, and you can't waste that. It's too good. It's too valuable.
It is. It's just too tasty. And someone like Yoda knows, like, you don't let food go to waste because there are people starving on Jakku, and so even if you're full, you finish that bowl of root leaf stew, and so he's not just going to let even his death. He's not just going to let a good bowl of root leaf stew go to waste. And so that's what he said. I'll double check the chat to see if I want to change my answer. But right now, I'm definitely thinking root leaf stew. Groglu.
Groglu? There is another Groglu. That's what
Groglu. So what does Groglu do? So now it depends on the context. Who is selling Groglu? You know what I mean? Like, is it the same company that's selling you those? Definitely trying to push those pills on people, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Sure.
And so maybe Groglu is something you use, when you want a little extra growth. If you catch my drift, if you know what I mean.
I don't know.
Right? What else could Groglu be used for? I don't know, but I almost feel like we need to reverse engineer a product because that would be a great name. Groglu.
Interesting.
You know what I mean?
Now you just got to be like, now what is it? Yeah.
What is it? Now we just have to invent it. But that's fine. That's how all good inventions are come by.
So is that your final answer, Groglu?
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and switch it and say he says that there is another Skywalker. Is what he tells
Is that your final answer?
That is for his death. There's another one of these. Yeah, he says there's. Yeah, he says there's another Skywalker.
I have such a great ability to make Tyler second guess himself at the last second.
I just double check. I have to go back through.
Yes, you are correct.
All right. Oh, you know what? I had a thought. What I'm going to do today, after every correct answer, I'm going to shout out a Star Wars quote. And so after that one, now this is pod racing, baby. We're cruising. And see, each correct answer, I'm just going to shout out a new one. And so I've got to think of one on the spot. It might get tougher and tougher as we go. But what do you think? That could be a good... That's what we need to do for every celebration. You have to say a Star Wars quote after getting it correct.
And if you say a good enough line, you'll get one of these.
You get the confetti. Oh,
you get the celebratory confetti.
All right.
All right. Are we ready?
All right.
Ooh. Question number 3. Ian McDiarmid portrayed the Emperor in the prequels. This is the actor that portrayed an older version of the character in Return of the Jedi approximately 20 years earlier.
That he did. Honestly, kind of incredible when you think about it.
What's so incredible about this?
The fact that this guy somehow time traveled in some weird ways to make himself look older when he was younger and younger when he was older. Because
I don't know what you're talking about,
Justin. The call is coming from inside the house. It is the same person. Ian McDiarmid is absolutely the one who plays the character. Final answer, locked in. Hit the buzzer, pull the lever, twist it, bop it, pull it. That's it.
Twist it, bop it, pull it. So, Tyler, you're telling me that a guy who was old in the prequels, right?
Yeah.
Right? You're telling me that he then, 20 years before that in real time, played a much older version already of the guy. You're telling me that's the answer. You're telling me the answer is Ian McDiarmid again.
Justin, so I don't know if you know about this. Movies aren't real. And so there's something called movie magic where, they can artificially age people, make them, they got makeup, prosthetics, there's CG, all kinds of crazy stuff. If you would, maybe later in the stream we can get into more specifics. But I'm telling you,
I don't think that's right, and I'm pretty sure Samuel L. Jackson is 36 years old, according to Captain Marvel.
He honestly has barely aged a day in the last 100 years or so. I don't know how old he is. Isn't he like really old? How old is Samuel L. Jackson?
He's in his 70s.
He's in his 70s. My God. He doesn't look a day past 69. That's
We're,
incredible.
we're gonna look it up. How old is Samuel L. Jackson? He is 72 years old.
72 years young. Wow. And he looks good. I mean, that is absolutely amazing.
And he's still wearing purple berets, making tons of Bank of America commercials and raking in that dough. So good for him.
That's how I make money myself, is Bank of America commercials. So I don't blame him for that. It's just a quick way to make a few $1 million on the side. You know, when you just want to shoot for a day or a weekend, just do a Bank of America commercial. And really, I feel like everyone should take. I can't believe like more people haven't figured this out. But like I'm telling you, do commercials for huge national companies, being their sponsor, to just make a few $1 million here and there. I don't know why more people don't take advantage of this. It's something I've been doing. For Bank of America is definitely one of them. American Express, I like to do, and Arby's commercials I do quite a bit as well.
You got the meats, Tyler. The meats.
Because I got the meats, and that's why I just figured I can't pass that one up, you know, because it's too accurate.
I got the meat, Jack. Do you know what that's from? Do you know what that's from?
Say it again.
I mean, I got the meat, Jack. I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a tough pull.
Is it a TV show?
Pull. Yes.
Is it a comedy TV show?
Yes.
Does it star Alec Baldwin?
It does.
Is it I Love Lucy? Is it 30 Rock?
Yes. Wait. Boom! It is I Love Lucy.
Look at that.
So it is from 30 Rock.
Yeah.
But the bigger question is, total digression here, who says that line? I mean, I got the meat, Jack. And what is this person referring to?
Is it, man, I don't know. Based on how you're doing it, is it What's-Her-Face's mom?
Yes.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, look at that. That honestly, part of it is the way you're doing it. So it reminded me of her.
I mean, I got the meat, Jack.
Yeah.
She's talking about when she has one headlight out, and Jack's talking about having an enhancement done, and she says it's not an enhancement because she's got the meat. She just needs a little lift.
Talking about sweater puppies.
Puppies. So Tyler, what is your final answer? Final answer. We're sidetracked here.
Ian McDiarmid is my final answer.
Tyler, that is absolutely correct. Ian McDiarmid did play the Emperor in Return of the Jedi, and then he reprised his role some 20 years-ish later, technically about 16 or 17 years later, in Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, and then played a younger version of himself because he was aged up when he played the Emperor the first time. He was actually fairly young. He was in his 40s, I think. So
that's crazy.
Well done. Question
Look at that.
Number 4, and this is going to be my best.
Wait. And now this is where the fun begins, right? I got to say a Star Wars quote.
No, you don't get confetti for that one.
Okay, I'll keep working. No
confetti.
I'll keep working on it.
Okay. I'm just saying you don't get the confetti. I'm just saying you don't get the confetti. You don't get the confetti. You don't get it. All right. Here we go. This is going to be my impression of Bill Hader doing an impression of Jabba the Hutt.
Okay.
Kabaza kunde odra.
Which, of course, relates to let the challenge begin. Tyler, Jabba meets his end on his sail barge at the hands of this scantily clad character.
Oh, yes. Oh, I remember this scene all too well because, I'm big into choking. And so this one definitely created a sexual awakening within me for multiple reasons.
We're learning too much about him.
No, let me go into some detail about this. So when I was just a teenage boy going through puberty, and I started to look at giant green slugs and think, that looks nice. And thus, seeing Jabba the Hutt on the big screen, he's rich, he's powerful, he's got a castle. I was turned on right away. Justin, I think there's a problem with your screen. Looks like you've, I don't know, Justin disappeared. Oh, there he is. Okay. I was telling you my story about my.
I know. I'm so sorry. I got broken up. So, anyways, Jabba meets his end.
Oh, okay.
At the hands of this scantily clad character, Tyler.
Okay, who is Goro?
Goro from
Goro.
Is that Mortal Kombat?
Goro.
Isn't Goro like the big four?
No, I think it's one of those cameras you wear on your head, and then you skateboard or you surf or something. You wear a Goro.
A Goro. Yeah.
You wear one of those Goros.
Fact.
Yeah, it was R2. I remember. I mean, like he was looking hot. He had a bunch of his metal pieces opened up, and you could see right inside all those wires and whatnot. He's very scantily clad. But no, Justin. Of course. It is Princess Leia, who was the scantily clad slave who choked Jabba to death in a most humiliating death for the gangster.
Is that your final answer?
Final answer.
Correct!
I am the Senate! Nothing for that? All right.
No, because of the delivery. So I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna hold on to the confetti. No, you didn't do it close enough to the line.
But I don't have to do it like the line.
I am the Senate.
Yeah, you do.
What? No, I don't do Justin. I'm not a voice actor. I'm a face guy. I'm actually I'm a face model. They superimpose my face over other people's bodies for different commercials.
Actually,
like the Bank of America commercial. I'm just a face
correct.
model.
What people are hearing right now is actually Tyler's voice on my face and my voice on Tyler's face. That's what people are hearing.
Right. Does that make sense? Only if you don't think about it too much.
Yeah, that's correct. Princess Leia, 4 final youngling level question. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Here we go. Tyler, Return of the Jedi was directed by him. Although many say George Lucas really shadow directed this movie.
That he did. Directed it from the shadows. He was in a trench coat the whole time, smoking cigarettes.
And I just imagine that, like, occasionally he would, like, peek out from, like, a wall and be like,
do it.
And then back in, yeah.
Right. He's like the one guy from Happy Gilmore. What was his name? He was just always shaking his head at everything.
Lee Trevino, the golfer.
Lee Trevino. That's right. That's who that was. I was actually thinking of the alligator. But
that was Chubbs, But the real actor's name, the guy who plays Grief Karga.
No, I meant the actual alligator, Justin. The alligator was always shaking his head at stuff, Justin.
What's his name in real life?
Carl Weathers.
Carl Weathers. I was like, oh my goodness, what is wrong with me? I was like, yeah, okay.
Famous,
Carl Weathers.
Obviously, for his role as Carl Weathers on Arrested Development.
Yes, that's right. He does play, and he plays like a very cheap version of himself, right? Like always wanting free stuff. Isn't that like what he does on?
He didn't even know they were filming a show. That was Carl Weathers.
No, it's just real Carl Weathers.
It's just Carl Weathers, baby.
Who are the Property Brothers? The Property Brothers. The only way I really know them, one, is from our mother who watches them, I believe. But two is because they did a skit on the Conan show not that long ago where they went with, I think, Conan to go to Jordan Skolansky's office to try to clean it up. To make it look good or whatever. So, yeah.
Interesting.
Anyway, yeah.
Good tidbit. That's a more you know.
An excellent diatribe. Okay.
Dave Filoni.
Filoni.
The correct answer, Justin, is Richard Marquand.
Is that your final answer?
That is going to be my final answer, yes.
That is correct. It is Richard Marquand. Tyler, 5 for 5, a perfect.
Yeah. And just I gotta tell you that answer makes me so excited. I'm gonna go to Tashi Station and pick up some power converters.
All right, we'll give it a confetti for the try. You gave it a try.
Don't patronize me.
Tashi Station and pick up some power converters.
All right.
A
nice clean youngling round.
Before we move on to the Padawan, just a note that we will be live every Thursday night at 9 p.m. as well for some Star Wars gaming. I will be streaming Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order for the PS5 on a walkthrough series starting next Thursday. Play for a couple, 2, 3, 4 hours, whatever, each Thursday night until we beat Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. So come hang out with me. Thursday night starting at 9 p.m. We're going to play some games. It'll be more of a traditional gaming stream. So I've got all my setup ready to go. That kicks off this Thursday night, 2 days, 9 p.m. Be there.
Yeah. And you got to remember, I mean, this is going to be, Justin's not the strongest of gamers, right? I mean, when he was born, radio was the main way that people were entertained. So there weren't even video games weren't around at that time. So this is a very new thing for him.
Had an Atari. Okay. I grew up playing the original games, The Legend of Zelda. I grew up playing that on Nintendo.
What's your favorite video game of all time? It doesn't have to be necessarily the best, but like the one where you look back on your childhood and you say, you know what, that game really pushed my buttons in the right way. You know what I mean?
Wow. If I have to go all the way back,
you can go like any game.
It's almost like you have to go per system because I would say on the original Nintendo, it's really 2 games. I love role-playing games.
Yeah.
If you don't know that about me, I love role-playing games. Role-playing game, it would be The Legend of Zelda.
Great one.
Great role-playing game. The original Final Fantasy, Dragon Warrior were great games. But also, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out was such a great game.
Right. I mentioned this on the stream just a week or 2 ago, too. I know. Like, you're really good at Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
I could kick Mike Tyson's ass every single time. I always thought Macho Man was actually a harder fight than Mike Tyson. Super Macho Man, I thought was a harder fight.
Oh, really? Why is that?
Just because he was less predictable at times. And he had a super punch where you never actually knew how many times he was going to go around. So it was easy to get caught off guard sometimes. But I always thought he was a little more difficult than Tyson, even though Tyson had the one-hit knockout for the first 90 seconds. Anyways, Super Nintendo, Final Fantasy II. Final Fantasy II was the best.
Super Mario, though, is another good one for Super Nintendo.
Really,
I love
Super Mario World for Super Nintendo. Right. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, Super Mario World. I played that one all the time.
All the multiple ways to beat various levels. I mean, like, we would go through that.
That was what was great. The secret things to look for the keys and everything.
Some of those were really, really hard to find.
Really tricky. Yep. Get to the... Man, what was... You get to the star levels, and those are hard, but then you get to the other one with, like, the blinking blue lights. What is that world called? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's not like... They all had names like Rad and whatever. I can't remember.
Yeah,
they were like insanely
super hard. But now, when you get good at them, you can go back and you can cheese them when you're really good with the cape on so many of those because you can just kind of coast over. Not all of them, but a lot of them you can learn to coast over. Yeah. You ever seen those guys who can speed run? Well, I've showed you some of them who can speed run Super Mario, actually complete it. No, tricks or anything. They're just super good at the game and can beat like the entire game. And I forget what it is, 20 minutes or something like that. It's with like all levels and exits and everything. Absolutely amazing to watch if you played that game. And then there are people who are in the ultimate speed runs, meaning you can beat it in any way possible. Like you just have to get to the end screen.
You can use glitches.
Yeah. So there are people who figured out, looking at the code of the game, that like how sprites populate in the code, you can actually recreate the code to bring up the end screen by doing something in the first level, by like going on very particular pixels and moving shells and coins in particular ways to like beat the game in essentially 30 seconds. But it's crazy hard to do, and it has to be like pixel perfect to load everything in the right way. And you're like, this is so brilliant, though. It's so brilliant.
I've seen this, and I see Templar says Ocarina of Time from Zelda.
A lot of people think that's their favorite.
Ocarina of Time was a fantastic game also. But like, I think Ocarina of Time is one of the games that I have seen that glitch cheat before, where like you run out and you back up and you back up, and then you like do backflips onto a ledge, and then you run down towards the tree, and then the game just glitches and goes to the end screen
and just ends.
And I'm like, but that's stupid. Like to me, I'm just like, that's not fun to watch though. Like you know,
well, I
just don't care about that.
Yeah, well, to me, the one Mario one, the only reason I thought it was neat was just because the amount of like thinking and digging into the code to even figure it out was because it's not one you just happen upon. It was one they figured out by digging through the code on how they could populate sprites to essentially recreate bringing up the end screen. But I agree that the speed runs I like to watch in video games, it has to be like no glitches. You have to actually complete the levels because that's where you see, to me, like the real skill, how good they are at these games. Like I used to like watching this is a newer game, but like Dark Souls and stuff, relatively new, because Dark Souls is one of the hardest games out there, and watching people speed run them or do like no hit runs of Dark Souls games.
See, those are impressive.
That's amazing, right? There's this guy named like Happy Hob who no hit all of the Dark Souls games consecutively. So, Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, without being hit a single time, completed them all. And like, if you've played those games, That
You
seems.
said they're like notoriously difficult games.
Yeah, but
Right?
most people who like just casually pick up a Dark Souls game will quit after the first boss because they can't pass it. We actually did a thing. We're going on a big tangent here. But so we actually did a
tangent.
Right, but yeah, what we're talking about, you're going to start live streaming gaming on Thursday, so
Yep.
it makes sense.
We'll be talking about this stuff a lot more too on Thursday nights. Yeah,
right. But so like we did a thing with a buddy of mine who's not a huge gamer. We brought over Dark Souls 3 for him to try, and like he does not play a lot of video games, and we were curious as like how many times would it take him to beat the first boss. And it's not like he's terrible at him. He's just not like a big gamer. After I think 30 tries, he gave up, and so we don't know. But like that's
So
how
the answer
hard that game is. It's crazy difficult. But so anyway,
we're embracing another one of our loves, gaming. We're bringing it back. And so, again, it's, we're a Star Wars channel. And so we're going to start with Star Wars games. And so that's what we're doing. Jedi Fallen Order, starting Thursday nights at 9 o'clock. All right, moving right along. Padawan level 5 for 5, perfect youngling level. Tyler, are you ready for question number 6?
Let's do it.
Boom. These are the only 2 words capitalized in the film's opening crawl. Crawl. Only 2 words are capitalized.
Return and Jedi.
I guess technically those are all capitalized as well. Oh man, spilling all over.
Okay.
Spilling all over. Don't mind me. Oh boy.
No, I think I know it here.
We're gonna say Rutro. Rutro. Tyler knows I love to ask questions about the opening crawl.
Yeah, no, that's what I was just double checking. I believe, Justin, it is Galactic Empire.
Is that your answer? Are you talking out loud to yourself? I don't know.
Yes, that is my final answer.
Tyler, that is correct. It is Galactic
I'm too dangerous to be left alive. Come on. No confetti. No confetti, because now you're putting the pressure on me to try to perform. I just have to try to think of a quote. Just got to think of a quote in the moment. There it is.
And you look at it, Templar said he was thinking Death Star, and you got it with Galactic Empire.
Yep, Death Star's not a bad guess. They do say Death Star in the opening crawl, but it is not in all caps.
Question.
Now Justin is playing rock, paper, scissors by himself. I don't know what that was. What was that? Either. Were you making a goose?
Celestin male arms dealer and smuggler joined the Alliance to restore the Republic during the Galactic Civil War by co-piloting the Millennium Falcon alongside Lando Calrissian.
Yeah, no worries here whatsoever. Celestin would have been enough just to get it there. I would have guessed this character just by that.
Didn't you smoke death sticks with this character once?
Well, so I showed a video of both Obi-Wan and this character smoking death sticks, but I did not personally smoke death sticks with him.
Okay.
So I picked up, when I stopped in Coruscant, I picked up death sticks from a really lovely guy named Elon Sleaze-Bagano. Don't know what happened to him. But anyway, picked up some death sticks, and then I tried them live on stream and did go into cardiac arrest. But I'm fine now. Got a pig's heart in my chest. I'm good. But no, I did not get a chance to smoke death sticks with this character. But I got to tell you, even with what I went through that first time, I'd do it. I'd do it just for the chance, It'd kind of be like, you might not like, token up, smoking that reefer. But if you have a chance to do it with Willie Nelson, are you really going to say no? Like, what do you mean? Or Snoop Dogg? If Snoop Dogg comes to your house and you're not a big smoker, are you going to be like, no, thanks, Snoop Dogg. I'm not going to take this opportunity to have that story the rest of my life because I like to, be sober. No, you know what? You're going to grab it and you're going to toke that baby nice and hard, nice and long. Because that's
a very descriptive, fair point. Now, I'd be more likely to succumb to the pressure of Snoop Dogg than Willie Nelson, but still, yeah. Now, John Wayne, this is a good one. Hint, callback, if you will, from a few weeks ago.
Yeah, is it a good one though? I mean, I guess it's a callback from one of our good friends, Unboxing Treasures. delivered a wonderful hint because I didn't know the answer to that. I still can't believe that. So yeah, it was the Imperial spy.
Student Templar. That's right.
Right.
Imperial spy
Garandan, who apparently was voiced by John Wayne. I had no idea, but then threw just a lovely hint in there. But all right, Justin, I know that the answer to this is, of course, Nia Nub.
Is that your final answer?
That is absolutely my final answer.
Correct, Tyler.
There it is. There's
correct.
something about this boy. What do you think?
Yeah, I like it.
Hey, there we go.
Okay.
That one was legit. You actually
I like
that
that
one.
There's
All right.
something about this boy. I like that one. Okay. I'll give you the credit for that. I'll give it.
All right.
Yeah, I agree. Hashtag delete your emails. Yeah, it's too soon for John Gruden jokes. That's what a cliche he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a cliche he is. Question number 8, Tyler. You're perfect so far. 7 for 7. Here we go. When Patisa the Rancor isn't trying to eat me, he's after Luke. Luckily, he had this object at his disposal, which he threw at the control panel that activated the door that killed Patisa.
That he did.
I want
believe
the object he used to trigger the door.
Yeah, I believe it was made from Creed. It was used as a soup bowl down there. What's that a reference to, Justin? Oh man, am I gonna get you in? This is a deep pull because I don't actually think this is said in the show.
I was gonna say, like, if you're talking about Creed Bratton from The Office,
it's said in the outtakes. That's what deep cuts I'm able to pull.
Wow, I don't know.
You haven't watched the outtakes enough? Oh my goodness!
I'm
the
sure I
outtakes
have.
are like the
I
funniest.
Sure have. The
They're
outtakes
so
are hilarious.
Good. Oh my god, they're like one of the funniest things.
The
I've ever seen
outtakes
in
of
life.
Michael's dinner party.
Oh gosh, when they're
him
doing
and Jan
the
are
TV.
fighting, and he's pushing the TV back like 2 inches into the wall, the little tiny TV. Oh my god!
It's just so good.
And then how they just can't stop laughing, and it's just like I'm just in tears every time I watch that.
Yeah, every now and then, Carrie and I we'll just grab some drinks and watch different bloopers for different shows and stuff like that. But it's funny is some of them you can have a funny show and not good bloopers. Like sometimes the lines or the type of comedy just doesn't lend itself well to it.
Yeah.
But there are certain shows that lend themselves very well to really good bloopers. And The Office is, of course, one of them. It's Always Sunny's another great one. They have some just tremendous bloopers. The ones with Charlie,
bloopers are so funny to watch.
with the duster and the private door, right? Like, come on. Those are
and every time he stops, looks up, and he goes, "Oh shit!" And they both
just start laughing instantly.
That door says pirate. You think a pirate lives in there?
It's too funny. So yes, Justin, I believe I know this one. It is, of course, a skull.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer. Lock it in.
Correct. It is a skull, baby. Tyler.
Tatooine is sparsely populated.
In context, that one doesn't make sense, and I like that one too.
I'm killing it. I'm killing it on these quotes.
All right. Here, this next one's going to be a little callback as well, Templar.
All
hopefully, none of your family members are watching this with you. Question number 9.
I already feel like I know it.
The Sarlacc, seen here,
yeah, there it is.
resides in this sea, which isn't known for its spice in the Star Wars universe.
No, Justin, actually, something's wrong here. You put up a picture of Templar's mother-in-law, and you're talking about the Sarlacc scene here. Do you have a different picture? You must have just made a mistake.
Yes, the Sarlacc is actually this.
Ah, there it is. Okay, that makes more sense. That makes
way more
sense.
I made a mistake. Yeah, that's it's too beautiful to look at. Anyways,
that is a gorgeous thing. What are all the balls it's got around its mouth there? I mean, is it storing food in those things? What is that?
Tyler, those are reproductive sacs.
Oh, those are reproductive sacs. How does a sarlacc reproduce? Like, do they meet a lot of other sarlacc? Like, do they have maybe an app?
Maybe they do. I don't know.
Templar, you are playing with fire.
We're just kidding. We're just kidding. We're just kidding.
Well, Justin, of course, it's not the Sea of Tranquility, which is what? What is the Sea of Tranquility?
It's on the moon.
It is on the moon. It's where they landed on the moon.
Please,
so
continue.
just
even though
Justin,
you're in the hot seat, not me.
It is, of course, the Dune Sea.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, because you don't want. You said resides in this sea. There's the Pit of Carcoon is where he's in. I believe it's just the Dune Sea. Yeah, we're gonna go final answer on that.
That is correct, Tyler. It is the Dune Sea. I was gonna say, I mean, come on, the hint, which isn't known for its spice in the Star Wars universe.
I honestly didn't even put it together. I was just thinking
what?
about the sea.
I was like, that's the biggest
I don't even know how.
hint of all time. You're a huge Dune fan?
And I'm a huge Dune fan. I just overthought it for a second because when you were first talking about the Sarlacc resides here, because I just like instantly was trying to think of the answer and I went to the Pit of Carcoon. But then in looking at it again, I went, oh no, he says the sea. I think it's just the Dune Sea. So I was not even taking the whole question into consideration. That's a rookie mistake.
Yeah, read it all. I'm like trying to give it away to you. I was going to say,
I got it. I got it. No big deal. Oh, no, I am your father.
Oh my God. I forgot to do a quote. It was terrible.
I forgot to do a quote on that one. Hey, but I came up with the most famous one, and I said it correctly. I didn't say.
If I was watching the stream, I'd click away right now.
I don't believe that. You'd watch it even harder.
9 for 9. Taylor, moving right along. Last question in the Padawan level. Here we go. Luke fears the worst after finding this possession of Leia's on the forest moon of Endor.
Her head.
he finds her severed head, and he's like, "This doesn't look good."
It's the rest of her. Like this is
This is a bad sign.
We're in a pickle. We're in a pickle that I'm finding this. I thought his reaction it was a bit underwhelming. I'm like, Jesus, that's her severed head for goodness sake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, I think I know this. This is a good one, but. Yeah, I think this one's pretty clear. Pretty clear. Then we're just before the big speeder fight. And that's something I really remember from watching this when I was younger too. Is them racing the speeders. I remember always thinking that was so cool. I really wanted one of those myself. But I'm not really a big motorcycle guy. I really want it to levitate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's gotta. If it's not just levitating, I don't.
It's gotta be floating.
Really care.
Yeah.
It's gotta be floating. That's just my opinion. And my opinion is of course right. By definition. So yeah, I think I know this one. Ray has a pretty good answer himself.
Yeah, I left that one off.
Yeah, but we don't have to put it up there. That's why you come to the chat so that you can see the things that that people like him will say every now and again. So yeah, we're gonna say Luke finds her helmet.
Is that your final answer?
Yes. Final answer.
Yes, that is correct. He finds her helmet, and he fears the worst.
And no, the first transport is away. We are 10 for 10, baby.
There we go. I like that one in the context. That one works a little better. Okay, there we go. All right, you are 10 for 10. Before we move in, just a reminder, thank you to all of our patrons. We are on Patreon. Thank you to all of our patrons. All of our nerd level 1, 2, and 3 supporters, and of course, our council member, Templar Pops. We love you all so much. If you would like to support the channel, there is a link down in the bio description. This is an Instagram. It's down in the description. We try to do fun things for our patrons. We have a trivia contest just for patrons, and we do some giveaways as well. So if you're interested, please check that out. Thank you again, Templar Pops, and all of our patrons. We love you so much. Thank you. Link down in the description. Description. That's how you say it, Tyler. Jedi Knight, are you ready? It's time to get serious.
Let's do this.
Serious here.
I'm ready. Let's get serious up in
Come
here.
on. Question number 11. This female Palawic singer and part-time bounty hunter entertained the guests at Jabba's palace. She also betrayed and killed her former lover, Zero the Hutt.
Gosh, you know what a
he was a
tangled web we weave when love is involved. You know,
she killed Truman Capote. Isn't that? That's just it's no good. It's no good.
It's so bad that that is Zero indeed. You know, I actually had this Palawic singer sing at my birthday that we had over the weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. Well, Justin, you were there. So
well, I didn't know I was there the whole time. But
well, that's because you were drunk and hit yourself in the head with an axe. So that's why you don't remember.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. I did hit myself in the head with an axe. But I'm fine. You know,
are
14
you?
stitches. It's good.
You're right. And you don't remember good old Cy Snoodles showing up at my birthday party and singing? Yes, Justin, do you have a question?
What?
Okay, Justin clearly has a concussion still. He is in rough shape. But I guess we'll just push forward with the stream, despite the fact that he's clearly suffering from brain bleeding. That's all right.
I'm fine. I'm assistant regional manager. Part of my duties are to...
Yeah, he's losing it. So we better keep this thing moving. Justin, the final answer is Cy Snoodles.
Is that your final answer?
Final answer? Final answer.
Tyler, that's absolutely correct. Cy Snoodles.
Well, that question is bantha fodder.
Whoa.
Took care of that business.
No. No.
All right.
You're not getting the confetti for that one.
All right.
But you are 11 for 11. Excuse me. Moving right along. This could be the first perfect round ever. I'm looking at my questions now, and I'm thinking, oh boy. I might have one or two that have a chance at busting you. We'll see. Here we go. Question number 12. This legendary puppeteer portrayed Jedi Master Yoda in the original trilogy, including Return of the Jedi. That's how you say it, Jedi.
Got this legendary puppeteer, John Cusack. Ever seen Being John Malkovich, Justin?
No.
Have you not?
No.
You've seriously never seen that movie?
Nope.
All right. Good night, everybody. I have a movie to watch with Justin. Being John Malkovich is so good. Are you kidding me? Oh, that is a great movie. It is one of the weirdest movies you will ever see. Spoiler alert for those who haven't seen this movie that's been out for many, many years. It's about John Cusack, right? Is a puppeteer. It's a very unique profession to be in. And he comes across in this very weird floor. He goes to some building for a job, and it's a floor between floors. So it's I forget what floor it was, floor 7.5 or something. And while on this floor, you have to duck the whole time. Everything is super small. It's really weird. He finds a door hidden behind a filing cabinet. And that door leads into the brain of John Malkovich. and it's John Malkovich, right? So John Malkovich is playing John Malkovich. And so John Cusack, playing some other character, goes into this door to become John Malkovich.
And then he puppeteers actor. John Malkovich?
And he's puppeteering it. And hilarity and drama ensues. And it is a fantastic movie that you should definitely watch. Gotta give that one a try, man. It's done by what's that one guy's name? He did
Charlie Kaufman.
Charlie Kaufman, right? Yeah, Charlie Kaufman, who done so many great things. Adaptation and stuff was another great one. Actually, had Nicolas Cage, who did a good job in that. Nicolas Cage is known for.
Now I don't buy it.
I'm telling you, he actually did a good job in this one.
Well, I've
right?
seen The Sorcerer's Apprentice, so yeah, no, he was good in that.
Right, exactly. So that's another really good movie that he was in. It's that every year.
Has that dude ever turned down a role? He's like, you're gonna give me money? Yep, let's get it done.
But you know why that is, though, right? You've heard this. You didn't hear about this?
Oh boy,
have you heard this? You haven't heard
another short story. We're gonna keep digressing.
Okay. The year is 1902. It was a breezy autumn morning.
Evening.
Evening. So Nicolas Cage, remember, he was actually like at the height of his game during like The Rock and Gone in 60 Seconds. He's like a super popular actor. It's not like he's blowing anybody's socks off at award shows or anything like that. But he's doing fine and he's making really popular movies.
I liked him in Matchstick Men. I think that's
Matchstick Men, right?
Okay.
But then what happened is he lost all his money because he spent it all on like the most absurd, ridiculous shit you can possibly imagine. This guy was making like, $20-30 million a movie and lost it all. How? Justin, he had multiple castles, like actual castles that he was like buying and renovating. Like the reason he started taking every role that was thrown at him is because he lost all his money. Literally buying.
So this is a real thing. Like he overspent, overextended himself, and then needed money, so he just took every single role that possibly came his way.
Nonsense. And then, but by doing that, you hurt your credentials, and then you're acting in bad movies, so then no one wants to take you, and that's like a self-fulfilling thing. And so he's acting in tons of crappy movies. Lately, he's been trying to make a bit of a comeback by acting in some more kind of like artsy. I wouldn't say lower budget, but kind of lower budget, fly under the radar type movies where sometimes a lot of, seasoned actors will do those things to keep their chops up. So he's been trying to do that kind of stuff. I don't know, mixed results. I watched one movie called Mandy. It's kind of a weird horror movie, which is, I don't know, he's okay. And to me, he only has one note. It's like he doesn't know how to act subtly. It's either like he's just a normal, calm person, or he's like flying off the handle in some way. You know what I mean? There's no in between for him, which is, I don't know. That will work in some roles, but something is lost in others. What else can I tell you about Nicolas Cage?
Oh boy! All right, this legendary puppeteer portrayed Jedi Master Yoda in the original trilogy.
Frank Oz, final answer.
Frank Oz is correct, Tyler. You are 12 for 12. And we are moving right along. Question number 13. 3 away from a regular perfect round. Here we go. These are the respective leaders of the Gold and Red Squadrons during the assault on the second Death Star. I want the leader of Gold Squadron, and I want the leader of Red Squadron during the assault on the second Death Star.
Yeah, that's no problem. I mean, during the first assault, it was, of course, Garvin Dries and what was his name? Dutch Vander for Red and Gold leader. But during this particular assault on the second Death Star, I believe it was Wedge Antilles and Lando was Gold leader, right?
So what is your final answer? Who was Gold leader?
Gold leader is Lando, and red leader is Wedge.
That is absolutely correct, Tyler.
Execute Order 66 because these questions are dead.
No, take too much time. Sorry.
You
lose me when I got to lean in and wait. No.
I know. Well, I keep forgetting.
You've earned confetti a few times.
I'll do better. I did a few times. I got you on one for sure, which felt really organic. All right. What else we got?
Okay, here we go. Question 14. Here we go. In order to reduce the number of guards outside of the bunker's back entrance, this Ewok stole a speeder bike belonging to Imperial Scout troopers. 3 of the 4 sped after him. This is the Ewok that stole the speeder bike.
Ooh, man, I gotta
Look,
go to my picture. Hold on a
he's
second.
digging deep into the memory bank as we always talk about. We have these visualization tricks that we use to try and remember things. Now, Tyler right now is digging deep into his mind cavern, trying to remember this character, what the picture might be that he associated with this character, so he can try to come up with the answer. Okay. And you can see that he is in deep thought, and of course the answer is going to be 42 if that's the case. That's a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy reference.
And a nice one.
Really, that rolled off very nicely, didn't? Thank you so much.
Okay. I'm not sure if this is right, but I'm just going to go based on my picture, I think.
Ray says Phil. It could be Phil the Ewok. I'm just saying.
Could be Phil.
That is a name.
But that was
a name.
That was the dad in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, so I don't think it can be that. I think that's what he's thinking of.
This character's dad was a judge. I think that's canon. So, yeah. I can't quite tell. Does anyone else think that maybe he's like Googling the answer on his phone right now?
No. All right, I'll just go with what I'm thinking here, and I'll put my phone away. Paplo?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah. Is that not right?
I'll let you slightly revise it. It's basically right.
I have a picture I can't really say.
It's I wonder why. Obviously, a woman has her feet up on the speeder bike. Well, it's Paplu.
Oh,
Paplu?
Come on!
But I said I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you. You said Paplo.
All right.
Maybe the O is pronounced O and not Oo. I don't know, but it's Paplu. Right. Paplu is correct. Paplu is correct.
Okay, that's how we do it, baby. Because otherwise, Star Wars quote. Sorry, got nothing.
You should be thinking of these in advance. You have them locked and loaded and ready to go.
This is how Liberty died. I just thought of it during stream that I was going to do this. You think
I know, but I'm saying like you should be thinking of one right now that you can.
I'm trying to think of the answers to questions, Justin.
Well, who cares about that? That's really secondary.
Oh man. Okay.
Last question, question 15, Tyler. This would be for a perfect regular round, and then for everybody who stays to the end, after the final Jedi Master question, I have a crazy bonus question that I added on for everyone, just for fun. Okay. It's going to be very hard. It's not technically a canon Star Wars trivia question. It's just a trivia question in general.
Oh, it's not
which I think which will be a fun one, I think, for everybody. So here we go. Last regular question, Tyler. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Tyler, these are the two characters that Wedge shakes hands with during the celebration scene at the film's end. This is my favorite question.
I know one for sure. I'm almost positive he shakes hands with Chewbacca. Why am I blanking on the other? I don't know. Crap. I don't have I can't go to a memorization technique here.
Yeah, this isn't the kind of thing that you would typically memorize. And that's why we always like these questions. These are the two characters that Wedge Antilles shakes hands with.
Is Lando there?
During the celebration on Endor.
Because they're in the... and Jeremy thinks it's Luke. Shit. Oh, come on. Am I really going to fumble like this again?
Well, and are they saying Luke and Lando?
Chewbacca. I know it's true.
So you're saying you know it's Chewbacca.
I know. I have a distinct vision. I mean, I could still be wrong, but I feel like Chewbacca. I know he shook Chewbacca's hand.
So Templar is saying Lando and Chewbacca. Jeremy just says Luke. We don't know if he is also saying that he thinks Chewbacca is right. Or if he thinks Lando is right and he's saying Lando and Luke. I don't know.
I mean, to me, it almost... I don't know. Lando or Luke could make sense, I guess. Okay. On a scale of 1 to you know it, how confident?
Whoa.
How confident are you? Yeah. So no,
Pass.
Jeremy says and Chewbacca as well. So Chewbacca. So it's now I'm choosing between Luke, Lando, and Phil.
And Phil.
And see, the thing is I distinctly remember Uncle Phil being there as well, and that's what makes
Phil.
this really
everywhere.
hard. He was a really great character, a wonderful dad on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You know what I mean? He was both funny and kind and yet insightful, full of wisdom.
Also yelled a lot.
But it always felt like in good fun. And
Ray is a 11 out of 10 confidence on Phil. I'm just saying. Templar says no Luke. Oh, did you just click that one twice?
Yeah, we both got. So he's saying he knows it's Luke. right? My spelling was right.
If I'm doing this right, Templar says Lando and Chewbacca. Jeremy says Luke and Chewbacca. And Ray says Phil.
Is Templar trying to... All right, I guess... Does he shake hands with Luke? Gosh. All right, we're going to go... you know what? I'm going to trust our council member. I'm going to trust that he's not going to lead me astray. I am going to go with Chewbacca and Phil. No, I'm going to go with Chewbacca. I'm going to go with... okay, so Jeremy Knapp is 5.7895421235.
That's a very Ray answer.
Positive, not even a percent. So I'm not really sure what the units are here.
If that's out of a 5.8, it's pretty good.
Right, that's what I mean. I don't know, right? But he's like 5.7 positive.
Is that sounds like a COVID thing? I don't know.
Gosh. All right, we're gonna go with Templar. I'm gonna say Lando and Chewbacca.
Taylor, is that your final answer? He says this is a pop sip moment.
Oh, God. Hold on 2 seconds. Just give me 2 seconds. Yeah, final answer.
That is incorrect.
No!
One of the two are, in fact, Chewbacca. And the other person, Wedge Antilles shakes hands with, is none other than Luke Skywalker.
Oh, no way! Seriously?
Luke Skywalker.
Oh, Templar. Why would you do me like this, Templar?
Jeremy was there for you. Jeremy says Luke. Jeremy said Chewbacca.
Jeremy, you said you were only 5.7 positive. Was that out of 5.8? Oh my gosh.
It was, in fact, Chewbacca and Luke Skywalker. Still, 14 out of 15. It's Tyler's devastated as always.
How does this keep happening? Like, seriously.
It is last call. You come so close so many times. You do. You come so close all the time.
I'm in disbelief.
I'm usually long gone at this point. I've usually got like 2 wrong, but...
How is that? He said it was out of 5. So he was actually...
Well, that doesn't... Oh, out of 5.
He was over 100% confident. Jeremy,
he was like 116% confident.
You gotta tell us this, buddy. I need
don't pin
units.
your failings on Jeremy. Don't pin your feelings on Jeremy.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying next time I need units. I gotta know, what the scale is here.
I need reference.
Oh,
so close.
Okay, but now Templar has, we're throwing a wrench into this. Technically, Luke's right hand isn't real. It is a robot hand.
That's a fair point. We'll send that one. We'll send that to the judges.
Okay, so this one is up for dispute. Oh my gosh.
Well, it's last call. Now remember, before last call, we got a final Jedi Master question, multi-part question. I have the bonus question for everyone. And then we have, of course, Tyler's signature sign off. So last call, Tyler. Raise your glass. A wonderful performance.
What's the point?
You got 14.5 out of 15. You did get 3 points out of the 6 there. So you're only missing
everybody.
3 points.
Cheers to you, Jeremy, for the right answer. To Templar for
right.
taking me down to size.
Templar, right? you beautiful son of a bitch.
Unreal. Cheers, everybody.
All right, Tyler, are you ready for your final Jedi Master question? I like this one. This is a good one.
Let's do it, man.
If you need any clarification on this one, please feel free to ask. Tyler, I want you to name the 5 actors that portray Darth Vader or Anakin Skywalker in the remastered version of Return of the Jedi. I want you to give me an idea of what each did as Vader or Anakin. And then I want you to tell me how many of the Skywalker saga movies each of the 5 actors appeared in. Now, there are obviously 15 possible answers. You only have to give me 11 to get all the points. However, if you give an incorrect answer, as we've discussed before, you simply lose the ability to earn max points.
Okay. Yeah, and I like that rule. I like that. Okay. Yeah. So I would assume you're including the voice of Darth Vader in this.
Correct.
James Earl Jones.
1.
The Force Ghost, Hayden Christensen.
You're saying James Earl Jones, the voice, right? Because I'm saying and the role. So
So James Earl Jones is the voice of Darth Vader. Hayden Christensen is the Force Ghost of Darth Vader.
The Force Ghost
in the remastered.
That's the one I thought you might miss. If I didn't say 5 actors, I wondered if that would be a tricky one. But
no, because even saying Anakin Skywalker, it popped into my head immediately. So then, and we've looked this up together multiple times.
We have. Yes, we have.
Sebastian Shaw is the one who we actually see take the helmet off.
Correct. He is the version of Vader we see unmasked. That's correct.
And then David Prowse is the normal body double for, whenever we see Vader typically. That's David
Prowse is normally Darth Vader. That is correct.
And then I have another picture in my head for this one, so I don't forget it, but it's a bit sad how I remember it, so I won't say, but it is Bob Anderson, I believe.
Bob Anderson.
And Bob Anderson is the stunt double. He's the one who did the when you're doing lightsabers or big fights and stuff with Vader, that's who you see.
That is correct. Bob Anderson is the one who does all of the lightsaber dueling and fighting.
Oh, do I have all the points, or how many points?
You're at 10. You're at 10. So now you need to pick the one that you know the answer of for sure. So you need to tell me each actor how many movies in the Skywalker saga each of these actors is in, which means I don't count Rogue One, I don't count Solo. I'm talking about episodes 1 through 9.
Okay. I don't even want to play around with James Earl Jones. I don't want to play around with, because Hayden, I think, was technically in Rise of Skywalker. I think, because that's the only, no, because maybe he was in those two. Oh,
to me, there's one obvious one to get you your 1 point.
I think there's an obvious one.
Oh, yeah.
Because I said James. Because then I guess he would have been for the first 3 and Revenge of the Sith. Did he? Yeah, I guess you wouldn't hear him talk in the other ones, did you? Okay. Why don't we do because you said just the 9, right? Just the 9?
Just the 9 films. That's yes.
So, Vader, technically that we don't even see him come out until Revenge of the Sith, which is 1. And then...
Well, no. You need to read the question. It says, portray Darth Vader / Anakin Skywalker.
Wait. So maybe I'm misunderstanding. What do you want from me here then? Because I gave you the actors.
The 5 actors.
Yeah, and then what they did.
The 5 actors that portrayed Darth Vader / Anakin Skywalker in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
And now I want you to tell me how many appearances each makes as Darth Vader or Anakin Skywalker in the Skywalker saga.
Right.
So to me, one of these is super easy.
Right, but what I was doing was wrong when I'm saying James Earl Jones is the voice of Vader. And I don't think, do we hear the voice of, oh, no, technically we do at one point. Actually, that is more complicated than I thought. Oh, Jeremy Knapp is absolutely correct. Sebastian Shaw won. Yes. Final answer.
Yes. Sebastian Shaw won. That's the one. I'm like, come on, man. That's the easy one. That's the easy one.
Yeah. I was way overthinking it.
I finally saw him put it in the chat. I looked over and saw it, and I was like, ah!
See, because what I was going through in my head I was doing James Earl Jones, because I'm like, okay, I know in the prequels, the only time he's going to appear is Revenge of the Sith.
He does appear in the Revenge of the Sith.
Then he's obviously going to be in, all of the 3 originals. And then I'm like, that should be at 4. But then we hear his voice actually in The Force Awakens, right? Because we hear Palpatine doing the voice, was it The Force Awakens? When he's like, I was every voice in your head. And
That's the Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker, rather. Sorry. And so would that be 5? And
he is credited for that.
So what is it, 5?
It's 5 for James Earl Jones.
Okay, so I still would have got it, but I was going at it from a harder direction.
But that's why, the Rise of Skywalker, where he voices him at the beginning and gets a credit for it, that's the one that I thought was going to be difficult. But thought Sebastian Shaw was the easy one. I'm like, he takes off his helmet and Return of the Jedi. That's it. He's won.
I don't know why I blanked on. Because then I was thinking, I was also thinking David Prowse. I think he's just the originals, isn't he? And so is he just 4, 5, and 6? David Prowse?
Is he?
I don't know. That's my answer, I guess. Because I already have my 11 points, right?
You do. Yeah. Okay. You see, now I believe that is correct. I'm actually trying to pull it up real quick to make sure I remember everything exactly correct.
The guy asked me the questions, doesn't even know.
Oh, I know. I'm just double checking.
Oh, Jeremy. What, I would have had it. But man, oh man, I can't believe it took me that long to come up with Sebastian Shaw, of course, won.
Yeah, I was going to say, I assume that's correct, but yes, 4, 5, and 6 for David Prowse.
Okay, so I would have got David Prowse right. Now, here's the one I went through in my head for a second, too. For Bob Anderson. It wouldn't have been episode 4. Like, what would he really have done? 5 and 6?
Bob Anderson was just 5 and 6. That's correct.
Holy crap. I'm actually doing way better on this than I would have thought. Who am I missing? Am I missing anybody?
You haven't done Hayden Christensen yet.
So obviously the first 3. And then... Well, no. The first 3. No, he doesn't show up in the... Hey, slow down. Slow. Cool your jets. I caught myself.
Okay, I was going to be like...
2. And then in the remastered version of Return of the Jedi, and then also in the Rise of Skywalker, he's a voice. I'm going to say 4.
And I believe that is correct as well for Hayden Christensen.
Wow, look at that.
Which is 2, 3, 6, and 9. Because he also has a voice-over.
Yeah, and that final...
At the scene with Rey at the end, he speaks to Rey.
Look at that. So did I actually get every point in that final thing?
You did. And you ready? Here was the one I actually couldn't fit. I was going to put one more bonus point up there.
But do you realize
I was
going to
make some of these worth? I was going to make some of these worth a half point, and I was going to give you one more bonus point. But
I should have had a perfect round, and it was because I guessed.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda. You didn't. You guessed Lando. And Tyler, here's the final question. Well, who portrays Anakin Skywalker in The Phantom Menace?
Jake Lloyd.
Jake Lloyd is correct. That's absolutely correct. There you go. Well done.
Essentially quit acting afterwards.
Oh. Yeah, that dude's been like in jail. Like there's been some crazy like pictures and stories about that dude.
Star Wars fans are not always the best.
No, they are not. They are. They can be a very critical fanboy, fan base. Indeed. You know, fanboys too. But fan base. So we can be brutal. Like we openly critique like how silly some of the characters are and how bad the acting can be at times. We still love it. I mean, like look what we're doing. Look what we're doing right now. We obviously love it.
And you know what I wouldn't do? Send death threats to a child.
Yes.
People literally did that. Like, who are you? Who are you? Who would do such a thing? Like, my goodness, man.
I could imagine if my son got like one bad comment on the internet, he'd probably be ruined. And it's like to do things like that. Like I don't understand how sick someone has to be to do something like that. It's so awful.
It's not their fault.
It's like you can not care for the movie. You can even think the kid didn't do a good job. Tell you what, I watched the prequels, and he's not the worst actor in the prequels. And by the way, he was like a 9-year-old boy.
Right, he was a kid.
My goodness.
And that's the thing too. Like you really have to blame people like George. Right? You have to blame the directors and the productions assistant and the talent people who are doing the casting and stuff for this. You can't blame the kid. The kid is just the kid. People are sending him death threats and stuff like that. He's a child. Think about how that would mess with you as an adult, let alone as a kid. That's a line too far. My gosh. Yeah, but awesome. So it obviously messed with him the rest of his life. And so that's why, you just have to make sure pick better roles for your kids when you're making them child actors.
Yeah, I guess that's the takeaway.
Or, make them better actor. Get them classically trained, Get
them classically trained. Yeah. So, Taylor, an excellent final round there. You killed it. You ran it all the way through. And now we're going to move on to the bonus question. This is for everyone. I absolutely love this question. Here we go. Bonus question. This was a hint on the thumbnail to last week's video. So, of course, it was a thumbnail of Darth Vader. Very famous moment where he's reaching out his hand to Luke, right, and Bespin.
Yeah.
And I had to circle around his chest box, and I thought we don't want to be clickbaity, so we're going to put a question. Now it's the wrong video, but still, we're going to put a question about it. Here we go. The writing on Darth Vader's chest plate is Hebrew for this.
Oh, wow. I have no idea. Do you have a picture? Is there a close-up picture or anything we can show?
I will pull it up. Let me see if I can pull it up here.
I did not know this. Anyone else know this? Where's Jeremy? Jeremy, on a scale of 1 to 5.8, how well do you think you know the answer to this?
Let's see if I can.
Which one of those buttons calls his mom for a ride?
Calls his mother to come pick him up. All right, let's see if we can get a good picture here. I'm gonna have to cut the music, but what I'm gonna do is share. I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna stop the music.
I've never heard this,
and I'm gonna pull this up here. Try to show it to everybody. Should be right here. All right, let me see what we're looking at here. There we go. So there you can see the lettering underneath the 3 black buttons right there. That is Hebrew writing. Now, this was a question that was asked among Star Wars fans for a very long time, and then it was actually confirmed in one of the kind of guidebook-ish things, right? Oh, now you can actually see it on the right. The answer is on the right. And it was confirmed, but then Disney took over, so it's not a canon phrase because it's written in Hebrew, but you can see it. Star Wars holocron's message on the right side.
Oh, wow. His deeds will not be forgiven until he merits.
That is what Darth Vader's plate says in Hebrew.
A very beautiful little thing, given the entire story of Vader, obviously.
Exactly. Yeah,
No,
I thought that
that's
was a nice little tidbit for everybody out there.
yeah. I mean, that's really nice. Yeah, I would say if you did it in canon, you wouldn't want that to be the case because why the hell would he write that on
But
his
yeah, he
own
wrote,
chest
yeah.
plate? But yeah, and why would it be
Maybe he
Hebrew, a
would as a
language that's
reminder,
not in the Star Wars? Yeah, but
if it was Arabic or whatever. But I mean, yeah.
yeah, but I like that as like an Easter egg. That kind of stuff is really cool. Also, good to know like 3 gray buttons, 2 red buttons, 1 blue button. Looks like 3
Yeah,
black
see,
buttons.
always thinking that's smart right there. That's how you do it.
Yeah, got to
3
remember that
black
stuff.
buttons, 3 gray buttons, 2 red, 1 blue, and then a
Yeah.
couple of whatever those things are. And I actually tried really hard. The reason I even found this question is because I tried to find information about his chest plate. Right, I wanted to know like what do certain buttons do? Do they control breathing, or do they control the release of the suit or something?
Right.
And I couldn't really find any canon story that like says what the buttons or the plate does.
Oh,
So
really?
this was the coolest little information or tidbit I could find about it. So
Call what's his name? Pablo Hidalgo.
yeah, call Pablo Hidalgo and be like, dude, come on,
man.
put that,
Step up your game. Tell us
put
what
that
these
in there.
buttons do.
Put it in those visual dictionaries.
Well, that's a wonderful question, Judd. I did not know that at all. That is an awesome,
It is an
awesome, an absolutely awesome little Easter egg there. Yeah, it obviously wouldn't be a good trivia question for this because it's not canon. But man, oh man, a very interesting thing. I really like that. I like when they do little stuff like that because it shows too that they're thinking about the story and planting little Easter. I love and like movies that I like to do deep dives in when they have all those little Easter eggs around. It's great. It just adds another layer of like storytelling in that because like that the kind of telling you that they know about his ultimate character arc and how cool that's written on his chest plate the entire time. I like that stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's it. That's all I've got.
There it is.
And now it's time, as always, for Tyler's signature sign off. For those of you that may not know, Tyler ends every stream with his signature sign off. People who don't even love Star Wars come to these videos just to watch Tyler's signature sign off. So, Tyler, what do you have in store for us today?
Well, Justin, today I'd like to talk about something very, very serious. Every year, millions of Rancors are euthanized on Tatooine because there simply aren't enough good homes to go around. So, Justin, this week, because, not every Rancor obviously gets to go in a palace with a famous gangster. So this is Tyler from the BookBarBros reminding you, help control the Rancor population. Have your Rancors spayed or neutered. Good night, everybody.
Great message. Thank you. And good night, everyone.